Hello, hello, hello. This is another episode of the Mental Threads podcast. I am here with my host, if he'd like to. Did I say host? I meant guest. I'm here with my dang guest. I'm already messing up. I'm here with my guest, if he'd like to state his name.
My name's Jason Johnson.
Yes, Jason Johnson. We met at North Carolina Central University. It was at that meeting with the 100 black men type stuff.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, it was that long ago. Was I like a sophomore? I think at that time I was at McLean, beginning building. Yeah,
you were a junior, I think. Maybe I don't remember.
I think I was in the middle, because it was 2 semesters. One semester you're like one thing, and the next semester you're another. Because that's what transfer students had to deal with. When I came in, I was a freshman. Then by the next semester, I was a sophomore. And then next year I started sophomore. Then after that, I turned junior. Stuff like that. So it's it was pretty much just like that and everything. And when you first came to North Carolina Central University, what kind of hopes did you have for the school? I almost said city. It kind of feels like a city.
I don't know. I just wanted new experiences. Just try to see if there's a different me that can be lived through. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to see what I'm capable of and see what a university could actually do for me. So.
Yeah, man, I could feel that, man. I could feel that a whole lot, and it's just so it's you were in New Res throughout your time at NCCU, correct?
Yeah, I was in New Res. Yeah, it was crazy in New Res.
Yeah, you were lucky. You got the newer type of buildings and everything. Heck, I started at Baines Hall, then I went to McLean, and then they put me back in Baines Hall for what was that new place called? George Street. George Street. I don't know if you heard about the new dormitory, George Street. You've been gone that long, right?
Yeah, I don't know about George Street. I think they were still building it when I was there.
Oh, okay. Well, it was built, and they had me staying in there throughout the whole time and everything. And it was just for 2 semesters, and then they put me back in Baines Hall again, which really I didn't mind. I didn't mind Baines Hall because the last time they put me in, because every time they put me in Baines Hall after McLean, it was all by myself most of the time. So it's just
that's dope.
Yeah. So it's just, I had the room all to myself type.
Bro, that's so dope. Because when I was in New Res, it was crazy. It was just 1,000 people constantly in and out. Oh my God, man. We had our door open because I remember one time the AC was broke. So we had our door open. Everyone's just coming in and out. I'm sitting there making beats, rapping on my on my computer. People coming in well, that's heat, bro. It's just what's going on?
That was literally what HBCUs were like. Everybody was just a big family in a sense. We were just all in college, so it's just everybody kind of just knew each other in a sense. So it's just even when you didn't know each other, you knew each other. That's why I can't wait to come back for homecoming and everything. Kind of touch base. I went by there a couple of days ago just to pick up some documents. But it was just it was all good vibes type thing. And that reminds me, I need to talk to Mom about that dang document because we needed that for some stuff. Anyway, it's just so beyond other experiences, what other experience do you enjoy about NCCU?
I'll probably say you were talking about community, but I enjoy the parties. I'm not gonna sit there and lie to you. I did enjoy the parties, but NCCU is a party culture. It really is, especially if you trying to join all those clubs, the 100 Black Men think we were part of.
I tried to join it, but I was just after that, I was man, it's just I couldn't keep up with it. I just said, I'm cool with it and everything, but it was still pretty alright.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. They wanted us to they want us to volunteer and stuff, but when you're in college and you're already you're starving, and you also have all your classes, and a lot of people have extra job, it's just a lot. So adding volunteering on top of that, 100 hours they wanted.
Yeah, I don't know how I got actually I kind of know how I did because because the Men's Achievement Center, right? Yeah, that's why I mess with Dr. He, because he hooked me up with a couple extra community service hours. I'm always in there, so it's community service just being there. So he just added it up, and then boom, I was able to graduate.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I would have been able to do that. I just don't like doing stuff like that. I'd rather just make music or work or do something else. I couldn't do all the volunteering stuff.
Yeah, I had to try to make it as best I can, but it really gets you out there and have to make you, and it kind of makes you kind of appreciate the whole college experience as a whole, because it's not just going to parties and stuff. You actually got to do work, some kind of work, and that's why I kind of it made me really fall in love with going to school again. That's why my next couple projects are going to be kind of education based, like have an education theme to it and everything. 'Cause I feel like I kind of rediscover myself in that college sphere and everything. Hopefully I can be able to relocate to DC and I can be able to like go to Howard University. That's the next step. Like so I can go to grad school, maybe get my master's, and then maybe somewhere down the line get my doctorates and stuff of that nature. But it's all a process for real. For right now I got to be in Charlotte a little bit longer than I have to and everything. Yeah, because you know my license is suspended. You know that.
Oh no, I didn't know how that happened, man.
Cause like I was driving from campus. I think this was back in March of last year. This is like probably when I was at McLean. I think was it? I don't know. It was just like I was driving back in March for my mom's birthday, and like accidentally I was doing 90 and a 60 because sometimes like my car would accelerate really fast and I wouldn't be able to slow down. Yeah, and so even when I was about to slow down and everything, it's just like the car was like wee right behind me. It's like okay. No big deal. It's just like it was like my first actual speeding ticket. So I thought like, okay, it's not a big deal. And then next thing you know, like once like my court day actually show up in October, I literally pay these lawyers to do this thing. And then it's like, you know, they still pled guilty and they suspended my license for a year from October. So
that's ass, man.
Yeah.
The thing is, because I just got my car, so I'm sitting there like I'm still like in the stage where I'm just like it doesn't feel like it's my car yet, and I'm just like oh like God, like I was sitting there going like 30. I was going like 30, like coming into like my parking lot. And then this guy just swerved around, like at 60 miles per hour, swerved around me into the other lane. And I was just like, man, like, I was just like, oh my God. Like,
driving can be dangerous, though. And it can be, that's why, like, take it from me, because you just got your car. What kind of car you got right now?
I got a Ford Focus.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I wanted a Ford Focus growing up as a kid. I'm trying to see if I can get, like, I wanted to get a Mercedes-Benz. I thought I'd be making a hella bread this year, but it's like, you know, maybe I could still get it in the fall. I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe getting a Lexus, possibly. Like, Lexus looks pretty good. I fuck with how Lexus look.
Yeah, Lexus would be pretty good for you. You look good in a Lexus, I can tell.
I'm thinking, like, you know, like, yeah, but it's just, like, I don't know what color. I'm thinking maybe I can get, like, a darkish brown. Like, I don't know. Something about dark brown cars seem to, like, catch my eye for some reason.
See, the thing is, I got like, a jet black Ford Focus.
Yeah,
so like,
yeah, your car's about to be hot as hell in the summertime.
Oh, it's already hot as hell. Like, just getting into it to like come back home, it was just like, oh God, it's like burning me.
They need to do something about that. They need to do something about the material of cars. Some way they can be able to like, you know, reflect all that sun energy, so it could be like more cool.
But the thing is, they already have like electric cars, right? Like, and since they can like actually have electric cars, they should be able to fix like the heating system, like. Possible. Like the cooling system should be able to be like fixed, right?
I mean, who knows, man? I don't build cars, man. I just drive them. that's literally my whole stick with cars. Yeah, but in the whole NCCU experience, so I know you like to go to like parties. I know I used to drop you off at a lot of those parties and everything. Yeah. What was your favorite part about like being at these parties, basically?
It was the community, cause like from my high school, it was a mostly like white high school. Dang. And it was just like most of my friends were like skater boys, and it was just more of that like, you know, like you're the nerdy black kid, you feel like left out, you feel like excluded or whatever. But it was just like when I went to NCCU, it finally felt like I was included, if I could say that. Like
you belong type, you know? Like,
yeah, like I felt like I can actually have fun and be myself and it not feel like, you know, like it did not feel weird, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, like you didn't stick out, basically. Like people were just kind of watching you, trying to pick out everything you're doing type stuff. Like I remember in middle school, they had a little miniature prom or dance and everything. They'd be doing that. And that was back when they were doing like the do the jerk. Hey, yo, you can do the jerk, right? And I'm just like, I can never do the jerk. I don't know. I stanky leg I could do stanky leg like hell, but everything else is kind of hard. Like what, we're doing jumps and skipping at the same time backwards? I can't do that. Like I'm not that coordinated, man. That'd be a trip to the paramedics. But anyway, so it's like beyond like the whole party culture. What are some things that you value? You feel like you made a whole lot of friends at NCCU before you bounced?
I don't even say that I made a whole lot of friends. I made some good friends like you. I met like my friend Mark. I met a whole bunch of people, especially like artists in NCCU, because it's college and it's a bunch of like students together. So you're gonna meet some dope artists when you're there.
No, seriously, I have a whole network of artists I met just from NCCU alone and everything. And I try to put them on my list. So it's like, if I do make it big and everything, I want to definitely keep in contact with everybody. I don't know which one of us is going to blow up first. I do know a guy from college. I know a guy that kind of blew up. If you know about Jaw SLT.
No, I don't know about y'all. No.
I think if you look through my story and everything, I start playing one of his songs and everything. Because I interviewed one guy by the name of Pat. He goes by Sleepwalking SLT. I interviewed him just yesterday. I uploaded his episode and everything because I'm really trying to be on this stuff. Since they got my limited driving privileges last week, I'm just on it because I'm trying to reach that 100 mark, this year. So it's like, it's a lot. So that's 11 episodes I got to do every month from now on for the rest of the year, plus maybe another one. So I feel like it's still possible, it's just like, I feel like I might go over 100, maybe even reach 200 by accident because like the way how it's like things are going pretty fast. Like I've already done like so many, I'm getting close to 7, I think this week. 7.
This week?
Hold on. Okay. No, cause like first day it was Steven. And then it was, Brittany, then, no, it was Steven, Will, Fortney, Brittany, Pat, and then earlier today it was Marcus. Hold on, I'm losing my count. My God. Okay, all right. So it's Steven 1, Will 2, Brittany 3, Pat. That's 4. Then Marcus is 5. Then Jarvey earlier today. That's 6. And then you're number 7. You're lucky number 7. So it's like, so that's 5. So I can get like 4 more interviews in. That would be like good for like this month, but I'll probably see if I can add more interviews in just so I can be able to like, keep up, you know what I'm saying? So I don't have to, so even if there's something that comes up and everything and I get kind of help behind, I was like, okay, I went over the status quo. It's just good to have like goals, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
things that you want to do. And I think I got a job opportunity set up tomorrow. I got to show up. It's going to be near the airport. You're pretty close to the airport, right?
Yeah, I used to work near the airport.
Yeah. So like, this is gonna be like some kind of marketing company. I don't know. I'm just trying to get a job, really, because I was supposed to be in DC. There's a job I was at work called Golden Millennial and everything, and I was gonna be making like 100, like 6 figures in like 6 to 8 months. So it's just like, I was going to be making bread, plus like my dad was hooking me up with like an apartment that was going to be like $1,500, which is pretty cheap in that area,
you know. So, DC?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was born in DC. It's just so expensive.
Yeah. No, I bet that's one of the main things I'm going to miss. So it's like, but I feel like I just wanted to go. It's just kind of calling my name because I want to go to Howard and I want to get my degrees. And then maybe after when I get those 2 degrees, I can come back to North Carolina. I don't know if I'm going to live in Charlotte because I'm over Charlotte. I'd rather just maybe I could probably go in Raleigh. Raleigh is, I think it's like one of the number 1 places to live in America right now is Raleigh.
Really?
Yeah, Raleigh? It was ranked number 1 in all of America.
Oh my God, Raleigh! I really never even thought about Raleigh like that. I just thought because when I think of North Carolina, I think of like Charlotte. And then you have like the Outer Banks because of like the Netflix series or whatever. But I just think about Charlotte. Like I just think of, oh yeah, North Carolina, Charlotte. I never think about Raleigh. I don't think about Raleigh.
I feel like that's going to change soon, man. It's just like, I would actually live in Raleigh because it's like, it's in that triangle, like state. And so it's pretty close to colleges and everything, So when you're pretty close to colleges, it's like, it's just like, I feel like there's more depth into the education system. So if I wanted to start a family and everything, I'd rather have them like raise them in like Raleigh type area. You know what I'm saying? But even on that, it's like Washington, D.C. has a very deep Liberian community out there, too. So it's like, yeah, a lot of Liberians live in, like, D.C. and the DMV area, although it's kind of spread out. Like, I even spoke to this one girl. It's like, hey, yo, what's the Liberian community looking like out there in D.C.? It's like, oh, yeah, it's pretty deep. You should definitely come out here. And I'm like, oh, wow, I'm just thinking about it because I want to be more closer to my people. I was like, in Charlotte, we're just kind of, there's too much drama in the Liberian community here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, really? Well, yeah. It's Charlotte. Like, there's so much drama in Charlotte. It's ridiculous.
Because it's like we're in the South. So it's like, people act like they know each other when they really don't know each other. So it's the people overstep boundaries a whole lot,
Yeah, it's weird because, like, a lot of people that do live in Charlotte are from the North. So it's a clashing of, like, 2 different cultures. Mm-hmm. And it's just like Southern people were very like we're very open, and we're very just like, oh, like, you know, my fellow neighbor or whatever. And Northerners are also just like, don't talk to me, like like don't talk, like more of just like it's just like this outwardly just like this disdain for like not like other people in a sense, but also like
just get out my business.
It's just like more like mind your business. That's especially from my parents that are from New York. Mm-hmm. That's how I was raised. It's more like mind your business. Keep on your own like path and do what you want. Yeah. But like down here in like the South, like it's a lot slower, it's a lot more laid back, and those cultures clashing, it just like brews like drama.
I feel like there's toxicity on both ends when you think about it, because on the New York ends, it's like, yeah, you know, you don't want people to be all up in your business and everything, you know, like, I don't know you like that, like, don't get up in my business like that, you know your boundaries, basically. That's what with New Yorker. But at the same token, with the Southerners and everything, it's like, it can be, but I understand with like New Yorkers, like, they can be kind of toxic too, and I think like maybe some are kind of head ass. Like, there's always people that come from New York that act like they ran New York. Like, you two people ran New York? All of New York? Well, all the people that live in New York, you're the two people that ran it? What does it mean to run a whole city? I would never leave Charlotte and be like, you know what? I'm from Charlotte. I used to run that city. Like, why? Like, then they call up people. Then they walk, and then they call people in Charlotte. You know anybody from the name of Toasty? It's like, who's that? It's just like, it's just lame. Like, just say you had fun and you liked it there. Don't say it's just like, oh, you ran it. Like,
we could say that we ran like Central, but was just not the truth. We were people that were there, but you're not running like even like some people that are like at the top. They can't say that they run the city. If you're like someone like T.I. can say that he runs Atlanta because he owns like half of Atlanta because it's T.I. But like, if you're not like someone up to that caliber, you can't really say that you're running because you're not running anything.
Would you say T.I. owns half of Atlanta? Because like with all the artists in Atlanta, like Young Thug, Gucci Man,
talking about like property.
Property? Okay, yeah, I can say that.
Yeah, with property, T.I.'s like buying like a lot of Atlanta, and it's just like it makes sense, and that's why people say it's like T.I.'s like the Jay-Z of the South, because he's running stuff like Jay-Z or in his own lane completely, and he's doing it well. But that's when you say when someone's running something or running like a whole like state or a whole like section of like a section of place or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like T.I.'s doing it, Jay-Z's doing it, people like that. But like unless you're doing it like that, then you can't really say that you're running it.
Oh yeah, no, I can feel that heavily and everything. And I know you're like born in like Washington D.C. and everything. Did you grow up there? Or did you just born like as a baby and you just left basically?
I was born there. as a baby, and I left when I was like 3-4.
Dang, I was just about to ask you. So what's D.C. like? I can't remember shit. Like, damn, there ain't nothing wrong with that, man. But it's like, what was the land that you actually grew up at? Actually, where you felt you grew up?
I grew up in this place in Charlotte called Greer Heights.
Oh, Greer Heights. That's where you pretty much spent most of your livelihood over there.
Yeah, I grew up in Greer Heights. It's alright. Like,
how you live in Greer Heights, but you still like end up going to like predominantly white schools? I'm like, no, that's the ghetto. Ain't nothing wrong with it though. Like I fuck with Greer Heights. But still.
Yeah, it is the ghetto for sure. But like, it's more of just like gentrification, and like zoning in school. Like it's just like they would just like move the zones for like specific schools because they would just be like, oh yeah, we need more black kids to go to this for like predominantly like white school
to make it like more even.
Yeah, they wanted to be like more like cultured or urban or whatever they mean by that, right? So they were just like, oh yeah, like let's get a bunch of like zones in the hood. And let's take those out. And, oh, yeah, let's bring them to our school. And obviously, this is going to be great. Nothing wrong is going to happen. They're going to get a great education. That's what they say.
Yeah, my mom tried to send me to predominantly white schools because she thought like I was going to get a better education. It was hell. I hated it because it's just like, I don't know, man. It's just like, it's not like, oh, against white kids type thing. It's just the dichotomies with that. That's why I mess with the HBCU, because you really just mess with whoever you want to mess with. You never, it's like people in these predominantly white schools, my mom made me, they're also weird. Like, y'all would just stand down and just talk about somebody, or like try to like always talk about someone and they're not even in your class no more. It's like there used to be people that I like used to talk shit about me, and it's like, bro, we haven't had a class in like 2 years. Like, whatever the problem is, go to counseling. You need medication now, because like, bro, why would you let people just like be in your head that long? And I wasn't even like a shitty person. I just wanted to like have fun and like laugh, and then that would just bother people for some weird reason.
Like especially like at schools where it's predominantly like white people. When you're the black kid, they have this like automatic like assumption that you're like the token black guy, you're the token black girl, that you're gonna just like live all the black tropes for them, and they get to live throughout you, right? But once you stop being that, or once you stray away from that, or once you stop being friends with them, then that brings up, oh yeah, like that racism that they sort of consider like forgot about or whatever, right? That's when it comes out.
Yeah, man, I can see that, man. 'Cause I know, like, a lot of them are kind of like possessive over, like, you know, certain things. I don't even know what's there. There's a sense of possession and sense of just where your place is in society, basically. And then they just like every time they try to like, you know, try to exercise that possessiveness over that where their place is and status wise and where your place is, until they try to do like the more how can I say more cowardly like tactics, maybe trying to start rumors or trying to like put you down or trying to like do stuff like that. And I was really like the victim of stuff like that for a while and everything. My healing didn't start until I went into an HBCU, and I'm gonna tell it to you. Like, that's why I'm like, I love being at school. Like, I love learning and like, actually meeting people and like doing stuff like the podcast, because it's like, it's like once you're young and everything, you want to just live your life and just be happy and laugh, and that's just what I represent and everything. And for a while, I feel like I strayed away from that ideology for a while, you know. So, but it's just like, you know, it's just one of those things that keeps me going. Like, you know, you can live and stuff of that nature. So, like, what are some things that kind of, what's your why in terms of like what, and pushing into like the whole music situation? Because, you know, we've been talking about all of the school stuff and social stuff, but let's get back on the music thing. What's your why for going to the whole music thing?
For me, music started out as just like, it was a fascination, right? Because my mom, she mostly listened to like hard rock. Like, she would listen to Journey, she would listen to like Air Supply, just like these like 70s and 80s bands. And I never listened to rap until I listened to Lil Wayne. And then all of a sudden I was just like, oh, this is the dopest thing ever. So it's just like, once you figure out that outlet, and once you're just like, oh yeah, like there's this whole community of people that look like me and they're making like dope music. Once I found that outlet, and once I found like, oh, I feel comfortable here, and I felt like where I belonged. I felt like this is a place that I want to be in for the rest of my life.
Oh man, yeah, I can feel that and everything. Like, you know, when it comes to hip hop music, especially, you know, because as a kid, I always thought it was like hip hop music was like a party thing. Like, it was just something that they played at parties and stuff, or like, well, they played like the music videos, because it was like early 2000s. So all you could see was like Ludacris videos, like the big ass songs, like "Get Back," "You Don't Know Me Like That," or you see Missy Elliott doing her thing with the whole like "Rat-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta." Like, I thought it was just like goofy, like change, like kind of stuff like that. I thought it was pretty cool and everything, but it was one of the things that kind of brought family together. And that's one thing I noticed about hip hop and everything, but it really didn't become a part of my life until like middle school, actually, where I had this MP3 player and everything, and the only CD I had was like Tupac CD, and it was like Greatest Hits, and it was like the second disc, and that was all the songs I would listen to. It was like, you know, stuff like Changes, Brenda's Got a Baby, Troublesome, and To Live and Die in LA and stuff like that. And it was like, it was the second half of its hits. I didn't even listen to the other half because I only had one CD. You know, I don't know what was my mom doing with that CD. She was a Biggie fan. I don't know how she got that CD, but she got it. So like, I burnt those songs. They were in good condition right into the MP3 player. I didn't know how to burn any other songs off the internet. So that's all I was listening to on the bus and everything. And like, you know, like I was getting connected with like stuff like Lil Wayne and Drake and stuff at the time. You know, Nicki Minaj, that was what was in the
whole
mainstream.
Young Money crew right there, man.
Yeah, the whole Young Money crew. But it was just like, then I started writing like in eighth grade? Yeah, it was 8th grade and everything. Because 7th grade, I was just kind of freestyling just for fun. Like, I thought it was like a joke and everything at first. Like, it was just, I would say some stupid shit. Like, hey, my name is T. No, how did I say it? Was just like, no, it's like A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. My name is Tony, but you can call me T. My dick don't sting when I have to pee. And I would just say like stupid shit like that. And it was like dumb, but it was like, everybody was like, oh, that's fire. It's like, it was just dumb. But then I started writing, and then like just for jokes now, because it's like, it was like a class clown type thing. And then next thing you know, the following year, I started taking it more seriously, because like for career class, they asked me, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And I only had 2 options, because I didn't know what I wanted to be. It was like either a rapper or professional wrestler. And I thought professional wrestler get laughed at, so I said, oh, I'll be a rapper. I was like, oh yeah, we just go up there and rap. And I'm like, and it's just like, so every time I would just kind of write into my rap book and I would just perform in front of the class, and that's what I would do all the time. And I was getting better and better little by little, but that was also, during that time, like I was also kind of getting bullied in a way, but not like physically. It was always like on like rumors type thing, or people calling me names type stuff. And that was my way to vent out. So it just became a part of my life going forward. Man. So yeah.
Music is such like, it's just such a great outlet. Like when it comes to music, it's something that's just always there. It doesn't matter like what you're going through. Like when I was being like bullied, or when I was going through breakups, or when I was even in this like the worst times of my life, like you like your outlets, you sit there and look around you like, what can I go to? Who can I vent to? And sometimes you don't have anybody. Sometimes you're just alone. But the thing is, you have music. So it's just like, it's this feeling of you feel alone, but there's always something there that can either like brighten your day or make you feel better, or you can like vent to.
Yeah, man, and that's why Tupac and Big were such like a crazy how two of the best like rappers back then were like two of my main influences of what got me into like immersed in the rap and everything. Cause I thought rappers is just rappers until you meet stuff like Tupac and Biggie. Tupac showed me that it's like rap could be more than just about songs about partying or anything. It could actually be more. It could actually touch the soul. It could actually make a point. You can actually touch minds to get your viewpoints out through rap. And Biggie kind of taught me that it was just like, because I was kind of overweight and I was dark skinned as a kid, so it's like to kind of see somebody like Biggie Smalls just kind of get up and just be himself, and not only just be like a sex symbol kind of, but in a sense like he was just very confident in himself and charismatic, and like that's kind of what I want to be. I want to be someone that's just like, yeah, hey, you're gonna love me, no matter what I look like, you know. And I always was kind of like, I don't want to say insecure, but I always say it's just I always felt like out of place. Like maybe I wasn't like good enough, or maybe I'm just too overweight, or I'm too this, or I'm too that, you know. So it's just like Biggie kind of helped kind of spark that in me as a whole too, that I know this is something I could really make into my life if I work hard also. So it's just like, you know, that's their importance. And then next thing you know, it's just me discovering Wu-Tang, and then this, and then the Tribe Called Quest. And like,
and then it's like all of a sudden now you're back in the 80s. You look at LL Cool J.
And Run DMC. And it was just crazy. That's why I love so much about hip hop. It always leads to like another thing, getting deeper and deeper to a genre. And then next thing you know is MF Doom, Pro Era, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar. It's like it just becomes so part. And then when you put your brother on, you know, that's how me and my brother are both listening to it. So we're both kind of engulfing into this like with each other. Basically, I'm putting him on to songs. Some once in a while he might put me onto a song, and you know it's because of stuff like that. It got him connected with his girlfriend, and they've been together for like 6 years because they were connected over this type of music that they liked, and it was like music that I put my brother on. So it's just like, in a sense, you know, it's just stuff like that. So, you know, you kind of see how it kind of touches other people's lives in a sense.
Music, like, it always leads to something, man. It's just like, it's such like a broad like spectrum of different types of styles, especially in hip hop. And since the history, like there's so much like history in hip hop, and it's only been around for like 40 years.
Yeah, not even that long, man. I mean, 40 years old, that's not too old when you really think about it. Heck, my great grandmother's alive and she's like 90, so my great grandmother's like twice as old as hip hop when you think about it. So it's just like, but it's just like the roots, there's also African roots too, in a sense, because like, you know, like the beats happen on the drums and the patrol, like Jamaicans and everything, how they like speaking fast rhythm and thing, and then they kind of brought it to like, you know, New York, and the next thing you know, it just took the world by storm. So it's just stuff like that. And it's such a crazy clash of African type, you know, drums and everything, and in the English language, literally giving birth to something that literally dominates a whole music, you know, industry.
And it's just crazy how much it actually dominates. Like it's becomes so like it's just everywhere that it's the new pop music now. And people, when they first heard it in like the 80s, when they first heard like LL Cool J or Run DMC or something like that, they were not expecting, oh yeah, this is going to be like beating like outselling like Celine Dion. Like they were not expecting that at all. But now it is. Now Lil Baby's outselling Adele. Like, you never thought that was gonna happen, but it is.
I mean, yeah, I saw Lil Baby live at Dreamville Fest and everything.
Really?
I was low key kind of mad because he didn't do the song like Wants and Needs like he did with Drake. He didn't do the verse from that. I was mainly waiting for that because that was my favorite Lil Baby verse. I was ready. I was like, yeah, and then he didn't do it. I'm like, damn, I memorized that for nothing. But yeah, Dreamville Fest was pretty cool. You should go to Dreamville Fest one day.
Yeah, is it like every year or?
Yeah, they're gonna probably do it every year from now because like COVID hit, so it couldn't be every year. So it was like when they first did it, it was like 2019, and then like years off, and then 2022. Dang, 2019 to 2022. That's a minute, but it went away so fast with COVID. I'm like, man, I need to work harder, man. Like really, because it's like, dang, I don't know, man. I feel like maybe I should have blew up on that night. No, it's not that.
Nah, you can't rush those things, man. I wish that it like this like a lot of the culture for like especially in like hip hop, it's like you want to blow up, you want to sit there and you want to get to that stage, but it's just like the journey leading to that stage, right? That's the stuff that's you're gonna remember when you actually have made it, right? Mm-hmm. Like those times when you're in the basement in your mama's basement, sitting there making beats.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's just like, I still gotta go. I mean, I'm trying to see if I can drop 50 songs this year, Once I get on this job, man, it's the studio every weekend. I do not give a damn. I'm gonna be in that studio.
Bro, I've been going to the studio, like every other week. Like, it's just like, you gotta have that consistency. Yeah. But once you get to that stage of actually like blowing up, you're gonna sit back and think like, yeah, like, those times when I was going to the studio every weekend, when I was grinding it out, like those were some good times, man.
Yeah, and you feel like maybe like later on it's not gonna be so very good times. I'm not trying to say it's gonna be so many good times, but I feel like a lot of this stuff is just God preparing you. Sometimes maybe it's just God just preparing me. That's why I try to remind myself when I'm going through struggles and everything that once I reach that stage, I'll already be numb to it to the point. So it's just like, okay, well, on to the next thing type. Yeah. And it's just like my brother be doing music too, and like but he don't be like making his own mixtape. He just be like jumping on music videos. I'm gonna show you his music videos in a little bit. Like you'll be like, damn, y'all actually kind of look alike. But it's just like he looks like a kind of slender version of me. But it's just like it's kind of crazy. He's part of SPF and everything. I interviewed one of his friends from middle school, Marcus. Like I said, he's in SPF and everything. And it's like they're all pretty cool people. I feel like you would get along with my brother and like a lot of the people I hang out with because they do music too and everything.
Crazy, especially like people in like the hip hop community. We usually like vibe together because we all got the same mindset. We got the same mindset to grow and the same mindset to make good music. Then everything just clicks usually.
Yeah, right? Once you really get in contact with real artists and everything, because not the ones that pretend to be or try to be competing against you or try to talk shit about other people's stuff and everything. Oh, man, like they're not really about hip hop. They're just about the attention.
Oh man, like especially like in Charlotte, like I've dealt with so much bullshit. Like it's crazy. And it's just like once you like realize like what people are about and like who is actually going to be there for you, who's actually going to be, are the ones that are actually about it. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's the key right there. Figuring out those people that you can surround yourself with that will be there to actually help you through the process to making it big, and will be still be there when you actually do make it big.
Yeah, dude, because you don't know, like, so many artists I've met, it's just crazy because it's like, I interviewed a lot of them on my podcast and everything, so that's why I love doing this whole podcast thing, because I feel like one day we're going to look back on this years from now, it's like, wow, we used to talk about, like, trying to make it, and now we actually made it. Could you imagine? Like, this is in a sense, like, what you call it, like a time capsule, where when you post it on the internet, because it'll always be on the internet for a while, so it's just, like, kind of stuff like that, So it's just, like, I really appreciate things like this, like, when you'll actually hop on and everything, take time of your day to actually hop on, the podcast and everything, because literally this was just an idea at one point. And then like you see you pretty much saw like how the logo looks and everything. How you feeling about the logo?
Like, I like the logo. The logo's dope, man. I like it, man.
How it's like literally like threads and everything, like with the brain and everything. I just kind of thought like once I can't wait to put that on a T-shirt and everything because
You should sell those T-shirts, man.
Yeah, I'm still waiting until I get some money, man. Once I get some money, then I could probably put a merch line down and everything. I'm thinking about maybe like I can probably get some stickers on Amazon, so I could be able to like kind of put the stickers all around and everything. Whether if I got to ride around Charlotte or if I don't know if that's graffitiing or whatever. I have to be sure, like maybe like people don't care. But honestly, if I could just kind of get it, maybe go to a Quick Trip and everything, maybe put it on the side, maybe put it on the gas station.
Everybody be at Quick Trip, especially if you go like 7, 8 o'clock on a Friday. Everybody, their mom at Quick Trip.
Yeah, maybe I could put like some kind of thing to put a scan on, so maybe people can scan it and then be able to like listen. Like I feel like that would actually help get a lot more listeners. You know, like I'm a marketing student, so it's just like I know like how this stuff kind of works out. Yeah. It's really just a matter of just getting the right traction without really getting caught up with the oh yeah, that's graffitiing. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I just want to be able to put as much content as possible. That's why I'm not really so focused on getting focused about Spotify views right now, because I'm more focused on trying to get the actual projects together, and then I could probably re-release it on United Masters and everything, stuff of that nature.
Yeah, because marketing is such a big part of music, but like once you actually get like if the content isn't good, then there's no longevity there.
Yeah,
the content has to be good because if you're someone like 6ix9ine, like if you're someone like 6ix9ine, or if you're just like, and it's just like your persona is what mostly has you popping. It's just
longevity.
There's no longevity. Persona can only last for so long.
Especially with Lil Pump too. Like Lil Pump was just doing like just all types of fuck shit and everything, you know. And it's really sad how J. Cole was actually right about all that, you know.
It's crazy, man, because J. Cole's just trying to like tell him, like, yeah, like, but here's what you're doing wrong. Here's how you can fix it. Here's how you can have longevity in the game. And he was like, I'll keep doing what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing, apparently, and it didn't work out for him. I wish him like the best, but it's also just like, man, like they literally told you what to do,
and it was hard for him to take serious after that, you know, because now it's just and everything you're doing is just to be like, you know. Just to be like, put that figure that you're this miscreant and everything or whatever, but that can only get so far because people get older. That's why J. Cole was fine, because like J. Cole and Kendrick and even Drake, like they talk about life, and also like, you know, Drake being on the more luxurious side of life, and then J. Cole talking about like the more day-to-day life type struggles, and like, you know, Kendrick Lamar talking about just, you know, the systematic life of struggles. You know what I'm saying? You see how I'm saying? It's just like there's always something to relate to no matter what age. Like you can start from a teenager, adolescent, high school, and then grow up with the music.
Yeah, like,
and then it's hard to grow with Lil Pump because there's no growing up with Lil Pump.
Yeah, because if your music's still stuck in the time, if it's so stuck in the time, like that's what happened with like people like Nelly and certain a lot of like 2000s like rappers, like there wasn't that much longevity because the music was stuck in that time period. It didn't go past, because so like 5 years later, people might listen to it like at a party or whatever, but there's no longevity to it, and that's why careers, especially in that lane, there's no longevity. But like people like Jay-Z, people like Nas, people like Kendrick or Cole or Drake, like they have longevity because they were always connecting, and they know how to connect with their audience. They know how to be relatable.
Yeah, also it's just like they know, like even with the Nas, obviously Nas is like really like a rapper's rapper. Like I feel like he's elevated to being a rapper's rapper now, where it's just like it's not about getting the awards, it's not about being like Jay-Z successful or whatever. It's just about putting out good ass content. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, you know, for King's Disease, I'm so happy he finally got a Grammy for something, because it's like, dude has been good for like how long?
Like 20 years.
Straight 20 since Illmatic. And Illmatic is like that placeholder for like your first album. Like that's definitely the album to check out if you want to put out a project for the first time and everything. So it's just like, you know, Nas was definitely somebody I studied in high school for sure and everything. I was like addicted to some of the Illmatic stuff and everything. I used to have this stuff in repeat and everything. I'm like, oh fuck. But then it's just like, what artists in a sense kind of like influence your style, or what really drives you and whatnot?
Probably Chance is a big influence of mine. It's more like it's a lot of Chance, it's a lot of Childish Gambino, it's a lot of Andre 3000, Outkast in general, like Big Boy and them. It's a lot of that because I have a lot from like the more nerdy side of things and the more conscious side of things. Because I've always been like a very sensitive, emotional person. So don't shake your head like.
No, I'm just agreeing. I'm like, yeah. I'm trying to shake my head. I was just like, yeah, I can feel it because I'm emotional too. It's just like kind of comes with that. Like Jay, like the whole Childish Gambino's for sure. Like I feel how you feel you relate to Childish Gambino because like he's one of my influences also, because he does so many other things. Like he'd be like doing stand-up comedy, he'd be acting and all types of stuff, and he still makes good music projects and everything. And he's like really dope too, so it's just like, yeah,
when it comes to like Childish Gambino, I relate to him so much because like as a creative, my mind is always like everywhere. Like I want to sit there and I want to do this event and I want to host this, and then one day I want to rap, and then one day I'm just like, oh, should I write a book or should I make a comic book? Like my mind's all over the place, but he shows that he can do all those things. His mind can be all over the place, but he does every single one of those, and he does them well.
Yeah, he's a true Renaissance man when you really think about it. It's just like that's something I aspire to be, but it's just like, like you just can't help but do multiple things. Like, yeah, I do music too, but I also do the podcast thing also. This would be like maybe, I think, is it the 60th episode? This might be the 60th or 60 something. Yeah, I'm trying to get to 150 because once I get to 150, then that's why I kind of like, okay, I can get this monetized. Like, because then like maybe I can get it flooded in and everything. Then I can just relax for a little bit and then just like kind of like let it kind of be in the cycle a little bit, and then like maybe more people want to hop on, as a guest and stuff like instead of me having to ask people to be guests on my stuff. So it's like, but it's a pretty good process. I thought it was gonna be a struggle, but it's like it seems like I might actually get it situated probably even before December.
Like, you're good at this, man. Like it's this a lot of people, you're open enough to yourself and you're open enough to other people so that you can actually sit there and have these conversations.
Yeah, man. I mean, because I like conversing too, in a sense, and it gives me a chance to actually touch base with a lot of people. Like, like Will Fordy, who I had on yesterday. I ain't spoken to him in years, and we've been trying to link up forever. But it's like it's always some comic constraint. When you become an adult, man, there's always something. But it's like it's hard to really touch base. But it's just like but you touch base with these people. We hit them up, like even Jarvey. I knew him from high school. Touch base with him and everything. Pat, like Sleepwalking SLT. We've been seeing each other on social media for a long while. He was on the second floor of Baines Hall when I was there in 2018. So so it's like basically our thing is our monikers were Big Baines. That's like everyone that was in Baines Hall like in 2018 were Big Baines. So it's just like that's kind of like our big circle thing. It kind of started by like Glow and everything. And whatnot, and Farm Boy. So it's just like, it's just like, so every time we come to homecoming, we have to link up and say, hey, Big Bang. Cause it was such a crazy, cause it was just a big, like, ghetto ass, like dormitory, but we all loved it.
Banks was so ghetto.
I loved it though. I don't know why. I just do. Like, it's just like, I hated how the shower situation was set up.
Oh my God. I had to stay there for orientation. The showers, I looked at it. It was just like rice in the ground.
Yeah, it was just
I was just like, oh my God.
We're just like literally that was a whole struggle, but you kind of got used to it after a while because it was just like it was no big deal and everything. But it was just like I did like having my own shower at George Street though, and have my own bathroom. So I had to freaking like run down the hall like I'm crazy. Oh God.
Oh my God! Like when I lived in New Res, like when you had to go to it would be the bathroom. You had to go to the bathroom. You got to sit there and pass a bunch of people. You got to be like, oh yeah, sorry, man. You sitting there have your robe on when you're coming out the shower. You got past like 6 football players after practice, whatever. It's like, oh my God, I just want to go into my room.
It's just like, it'd be a lot, man. It's just like that's why. One thing I wish I went to Chidley. I feel like Chidley was like the most low key, the best like dormitory, like or Annie Day. I wish I would have probably wouldn't have been because they look comfortable as shit in them dormitories.
You talking about the one that was like up on the hill?
Chidley. Annie Day was the one right next to the library.
Oh,
Annie Day, but Chidley was the one. Up the hill basically, like it was near you actually. Like
yeah. Oh my God, I knew someone. One of my friends. He lived in Chidley, But he always just talk about all this crazy stuff that happened in Chile. But I was just like, bro, no one talks about Chile like that. Like, it's always bangs. It was always like something that some stupid happened in New Reyes or like any day or whatever.
Yeah.
No one talk about Chile, but some stuff was happening up in Chile. I used to see it from my dog. Stuff was happening up in Chile.
They had the finest. I feel like they had the finest woman at Chile. I feel like I feel like they did. I don't know who was actually doing that, but I feel like Chile, always the finest one with that Chile.
Oh my God, I'll be walking to like the dollar store, like Family Dollar, like a little bit. I'll be walking down there and you pass Chile, you just like, oh my God, it's just tens. It's like, what? Where am I going?
It's like, dang, it's like, God, you ain't got no extra rooms on? I don't know. I don't know.
So jealous. I was just like, bro, like you live it that every day. Like, yeah, it's just a part of life.
You're trying to find somebody, she's like, hey, you trying to switch rooms right quick? Just give me your key. I'll just check in over there.
Yeah, let me spend the night, whatever. I'll be fine.
Hey, I'll sleep on that couch in that lobby. Like, hey, yo, what's good, man?
Oh my God, the lobby, so many crazy things like homecoming night in the lobby. Oh my God, it was crazy, bro. Like this, so many. I don't know if I was drunk. I might have been drunk or high. I don't know.
I might have been under the influence of some substance.
It was something bad. I don't remember.
Just take your guess. Take your guess, y'all. That's it.
Oh my God, man, it was crazy though. Homecoming, NCCU homecoming, like. It's just something that you got to experience, man. That week is just a blur to me. I don't even remember what happened during that week.
It'd be like that. Homecoming could come and go. I feel like I missed out my sophomore year because I couldn't get the tickets and everything. Plus, it was like I was in another stage with the whole condition I was at, so it's hard to really get out and get immersed and do a whole lot of things. So it kind of held me back from really enjoying a lot of stuff at NCCU. But I still loved being there, because it's just like, I feel like that was like, that place. I really just wish I would have been at a school like NCCU, like way throughout my life. Like I swear, like after elementary school, feels like that, bro. Good times every time. But it'd be like that, like I really cherished my time there and everything, although it felt like it went by so fast. Cause that's where I went. I was 20 years old, now I'm 24 and I'm graduated. I'm like, where did all the time go and everything? But it's still a pretty good experience, But back on to what artists that influence you. So it's like, I know you've spoken about like Andre 3000 being an influence to you. I know like y'all pretty much sound alike, I always say it all the time, like Southern cadence. I don't know what it is, but it's like, would you feel like Andre 3000 has a lot to do with that too?
Yeah, man. I've just listened to so much of his music, and I just respect him so much as like an artist and like a creative that we happen just to have like the sort of like same like nasally voice, like same like cadence, whatever. I don't know if I'm not trying to like necessarily like copy anybody, but it just kind of happened to be that way, and I ended up rapping. And people's like, "Oh, you sound like Andre 3000." I'm just like, "Oh, thank you."
So I'm not the only one then. Okay, good.
No, multiple people say I sound like Andre 3000. I'm just like, are you listening, man? Like you saying I sound like the GOAT? Like
it'd be like that. He really is one of the GOATs, although he really didn't have an album. It's kind of sad when you hear this, like, yeah, because it's like so late right now, and then he feels like he's gonna be like, if he tried to make an album, it would just like he's trying hard to kind of like be a part of the same, But it's just like, hey,
like Andre 3000 trying hard is something that we all need right now.
It's not a big deal, but it's like I feel like he's done enough to be able to be still established as a GOAT, regardless, even if it's just in a group of outcasts and everything. I know it's like Jay Electronica dropped an album like some time ago and everything. It was like hella late, but it was like still a pretty good album.
A couple years ago, it got produced by who did it get produced by? I don't even remember. It was one of Jay-Z's producers. Might have been DJ Premier. It was like one of those like big like old school producers that have been doing it for like 20 years. But yeah, like it doesn't even matter like how long it's been. Like Kendrick, Kendrick's like releasing like next month.
Yeah, and it's 5 years, and it's like, bro, like when he last released an album, I was in community college fucking up, and now I'm out freaking graduated cum laude. I'm like, how could things change so much? We won't hear this nigga for another 5 years, and I'll be like, oh well, like freaking 3 kids and a mortgage.
The thing is, like some people say like, hey, like artists come like at like certain points in your life. Like some people, like if they're about like the whole shit, like future album dropping when I'm in my demon time or whatever, right? But like if like when a Kendrick album drops and you going through something, that gonna change everything.
Dude, this is probably going to be one of the greatest albums ever. This coming out next month, right? What was it called again? I forget.
I don't even remember. I'm looking at this.
Yeah, definitely look it up if you want to.
Kendrick album name.
He's looking up the, let me just pause. Second.
Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. I don't know what that means, but I'm very excited.
That's a weird follow-up, but it's just like, hey, you don't really gotta, I think, consider consistency. I remember it was Section 80, then it was Good Kid, Mad City, then it was like To Pimp a Butterfly, then it was Damn, and now it's Mr. Morales?
Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Yeah.
Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. So it's like, literally no consistency with these album names. It's just... But either way, you gotta, even his mixtapes, like, overly dedicated, kind of looks like very dedicated. Like, okay. And then what was like, there was like the Kendrick Lamar EP or...
Yeah, Section 80, and then there was the Kendrick Lamar EP before I don't know if it's self-titled. I think it's...
Yeah, you did the one with the notebook, with the low cut and everything. I'm seeing it. Like, I'll put my glasses on, because like, I can't even see it that hard.
You have Butterfly. Yeah, you had the Kendrick Lamar EP.
And then C4, and then overly dedicated Section 80.
Then you get to the Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, Damn, Untitled, Unmastered. And now we have this new one that's coming out May 13th?
Yeah, May 13th, man. And it's crazy. It's like, even if you retired after this album and everything, which I know a lot of, like, J. Cole and Kendrick are probably going to be retiring pretty soon. It's like, I think Cole's next album is going to be The Fall Off, and then that's it. After The Fall Off. And then this is going to be this last album, Mr. Morale and the Half Steppers. That's what they call it?
Yeah, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers.
And the Big Steppers. Well, I said Half Steppers. I'm still trying to remember it.
Hold on, man.
I think his Damn came out at such a bad time. It's like my life in 2017. It came out 2017, right? Yeah, dude. 2017 was like the worst year for a while for me. So it was just like, every time I listen to music from that year, I just feel like anxiety and everything. Like the whole Future song where it's just like Percocet, Molly Percocet. Because that's like, that shit would just make me like,
No, this reminds you of like bad memories.
Yeah, just bad memories. Because they're such great songs, but they just take you back to a bad time. And it's just like, I mean, it is what it is and everything. Have there ever been like any songs that took you back to a bad time or a bad headspace?
For me, it's like acid rap, like from Chance the Rapper. That whole album, it was, for me, when I first listened to it, it was just depression. Like, and when I was in high school, I was either getting like bullied or I was just like in a really bad headspace. Like, and I would just listen to like Chance the Rapper on repeat and just like sleep in class.
Yeah, man, it's just like that's almost like for me for 2011, 2012ish and everything, because that's when I was in 8th grade, and that's when shit was really bad for me and everything. So it's like that's when the time when Wale's Lotus Flower Bomb comes on in the morning on MTV Jam. So I'm like, it sounds like a good song. I like this song, but it takes me back to a horrible time. Damn. Like, while they performed that, I got Dreamville Fest, and that was a vibe too. But it was whatever. But yeah, you should definitely go out to Dreamville Fest one day. You should definitely add it to your bucket list. I'm trying to make it a yearly tradition. Me, my brother, and his girlfriend. Like, literally every year we're trying to go.
I'm trying to go next year. I'm going to Rolling Loud, Miami.
Oh, really? You are? So you're going to get a ticket and drive there? Or you're going to rent a car when you get over there?
Yeah, I'm thinking either renting a car, flying, but I got to get like a passport and stuff. We don't even got a passport.
A passport for Miami? You don't need a passport for Miami, do you?
No, the thing is, that's what I'm saying. I don't even know. I'm not used to traveling and stuff like that.
Yeah, you don't need a passport if you're traveling in the country. Like, you need a passport if you're traveling outside, like, the country and stuff. But that's why I'm about to get a passport for. I want to travel too.
I had no idea. I've been in Charlotte, like this North Carolina, like Durham and stuff. I've been in this like little like area for so long. That's why I want to go out, because when I saw that Rolling Loud Miami, I was just like, oh, tickets like went out like that day. And I was just like, man, I need to get out. I need to get out of my comfort zone, get out of like my state. So I just bought tickets right then and there.
Yeah, man, I want to see if I can travel too myself this year if I can. I don't know if I can with this whole suspended driving license. Because they suspended your life, you can't get no rental car in either, right? Mm-hmm. So that's a bitch too. So it's like, as soon as they're able to give me that get-go, I'm trying to see. I was thinking about going to Miami for the summer, like for like Independence Day, for Liberian Independence Day, because they're having a whole lot of activities. I'm thinking maybe I should get my early bird tickets. But I don't really know. Maybe. I should consider it, but I don't know. Maybe. If not, definitely next year. I'm gonna go crazy next year because this whole license suspended thing fucked up my whole year. But
yeah, no, next year is gonna be a really great year because what's next year is gonna be like, well, like maybe like not even a full year after the pandemic, but like more of this like it's feel like it's like everyone has like the get go. Oh yeah, now it's on. Everything's good. Everything's open. Let's go. Let's have a fun time. Cause this summer is gonna be crazy, to be honest.
Yeah, summer's gonna be pretty wild. But next year, but this year, like since like my license is suspended, all I'm focused on is working. So it's just like trying to get music out, trying to get up some money. You see me with the podcast. As soon as they gave me that green light to get my driving privileges last week, podcast, episode. That's all I'm working on to get that 150. Maybe start a YouTube channel. Maybe, I don't know. I was thinking about starting a YouTube channel when I move. Like once I get my own apartment, then I can have a whole nothing in the background and everything. Cause like my mom's and everything. I'll be trying to do like an interview and everything to do like maybe probably go into acting and everything. And then we'll have to introduce ourselves and what we do. Like it was like she'd be in the background like, hey, say you're a college graduate. Say you're a college graduate. And I'd be like, by the way, my mom wants everyone to know that I'm a college graduate. And everything. Oh, she's really proud. So it's just like it is what it is. But if you could say like where you see yourself in the whole music thing in the next couple years, like maybe 5 years to a decade from now, where do you see yourself?
In 5 years, I think that I'm gonna have like probably like a decent fan base, like a good fan base. Where because the thing is like I don't even want to say that I'm gonna blow up in like 5 years because I feel like blowing up isn't like the goal. I feel like it's more of just having like a good, decent like fan base that will ride with you wherever you go.
Yeah, definitely. So, most definitely. I'm glad you see it that way because people are still trying to feel like, oh, like maybe you did the whole Lil Nas X thing where they could just drop one country hip hop song and then poof, it was done. But I mean, he's been pretty consistent with a lot of his music. I haven't heard any of his music, but I heard like it was like.
The thing is, like when it comes to Lil Nas X, he's extremely good at marketing. That's his marketing is crazy. So when it came to the Old Town Road thing, it was the remixes and the controversy, and then after that, it was mostly the controversy when it came to like calling my name and stuff with like the Satanism and whatever stuff he was making up. Like it was just like he was just doing all of this, and it was just marketing. And then when he started doing the stuff on TikTok, and he really understands his fan base. That's why I could go back to understanding your fan base. When you really understand your fan base, that marketing thing becomes so much easier.
Oh, cool. That's wonderful. And like, I know it's like, Corday is kind of like my age and everything. Do you feel like Corday connects with his fan base pretty well too? Because a lot of people kind of like, oh yeah, this album's really good. And I like a lot of his albums. And some people be like, it's a hit or miss or whatever. Like, how do you feel about that?
When it comes to Corday, I think he does connect with his fan base. I think he's still growing into his own, like, as an artist. Because, like, a lot of people say, like, oh, he's trying to, like, he like, takes too much from his contemporaries, like Kendrick or Cole. But the thing is, everyone was doing that. Like, when it came to, like, Cole, he was taking stuff from Jay-Z. He was taking stuff from Nas. Kendrick, when he first came to the scene, you could say that he was taking stuff from Tupac and Biggie, whatever. But it's just, like, they had to... It's like all your influences mold you into your own unique thing, and Corday's still doing that, and he's making some really dope music in the process.
Yeah, you know who really, really impresses me? BFB the Pac-Man impresses me because it's just like he's just himself. Like with every video and he be roasting himself most and everything. But I feel like he has a good flow with it too, and even how he does like the whole like he stays loyal to like the same videographer that shoots his music videos too and everything.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, like that's pretty, like, I don't know, I feel like that's pretty successful as it is, because it's just like, I want to reach a level where it's just like, you can get off on the internet too, and where it's just like, he just kept being consistent, and then it wasn't until the Free Joe Exotic video, that's when everyone just started blowing up.
Oh my god, man, Free Joe Exotic, yeah, that was crazy.
It was just like, then the comments just be like, 70% him roasting himself, 20% hard stuff, like 0.2% Free Joe Exotic.
Oh my god.
So it's just like, that's just cool. I really like how the rap scene is in Flint, Michigan. Like if they're really like that and everything, where they can all just be like goofy and stuff and still be hard, I feel like that's pretty good too. I feel like Charlotte can learn from that, really.
Yeah, Charlotte, the music scene in Charlotte is just, it's so all over the place right now, and when especially as artists, like we're artists in Charlotte, we're trying to grow our fan bases. We're trying to see what the city has to offer. It's really hard because the city doesn't know what it has to offer. The city is just so many different cultures just smashed together, and it's just like it doesn't have its own central culture. Charlotte doesn't really have its own culture. It's a bunch of different cultures. So when people are trying to succeed and they're trying to grow their fan base and like really be like the talk of the town, really talk, see like what artist that you know is like the talk of Charlotte right now besides the
baby. Yeah, it's just. I mean, Ja SLT's doing. If you can look up Ja SLT because he got like a whole lot of subscribers. You know, he has more subscribers than Quentin Miller, and he's the guy that actually. Quentin Miller is one of my influences too. And, he literally, so you see, like, I interviewed, like, Pat at SLT and everything. You could check out his music. It's pretty good. Pretty modern, but it was just like, definitely check it out. He's a Charlotte artist and everything. Yeah, the whole SLT thing. One song you should definitely check out, look at, Go Ja, or just about JAAH, and then Go Pat. And then, whenever you find... You ain't gotta play it, while the stuff is playing, but just something to look up, when you... Maybe afterwards, I'm gonna show it to you. But it's But in terms of the future of, where Charlotte can go, what do you think we need to, work on if you really feel in terms of, really, finding an identity and stuff? Because, how I feel like our situation that we don't let people just be. And that's what really kind of, we always try to set weird standards of how rap should be. And it's it always comes from someone who hasn't even made it themselves. Well, nigga, how would you know? And everything, but from my perspective, I feel we need to stop basing success off shallow stuff. Whether they get money or whatever, and start basing it on whether they have something important to say. And if they got a plan, if they got a certain vibe that you might identify with, my vibe is more going into the direction of just trying to self-healing and just self-rediscovery, kind of every day, kind of in a sense, I like a seed of J. Cole when you think about it, but I'm also a seed of MF Doom because I'm heavy with the lyrical type stuff. Yeah. And then it's just there's still little influences out there. That one song, a Grave Shift on my mixtape, Ego Trip, I work the Grave Shift, how it kind of sound it wasn't until my brother and his girlfriend told me that it kind of sounded like Flatbush Zombies. This is it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it kind of does sound I didn't even mean to do that. Yeah, and it's just Flatbush Zombies is my influence. I even know. As a guy, I used to listen to Flatbush Zombies so heavily at one point. So it's just it would make sense. But it's from your perspective, what do you feel like we need to do as a city to really work on it?
I think it's more about community because a lot of times in Charlotte, since the South said the cultures that are shifting, everyone's so different, but we're not accepting that different. We're not accepting the differences between each other, and we're just putting each other down, or we're not bringing each other up. Everyone's so separated, and it's just a mess, to be honest. It's not like in Atlanta where it's just everyone know everybody, everyone's trying to bring each other up. There's so many different popping artists. It's not like that at all.
People in Atlanta say it's not like that either to me. Some people in Atlanta feel they be the same bucket of crowd jealousy stuff too, which is everywhere, I think. But I feel there's more space open. You can have a Childish Gambino, you can have a Young Thug, and you can have a Gucci Mane, you can have a T.I. also. Yeah. And you can have a JID. And it's just all these people exist in the same city. And it's Charlotte is just the baby, and then the rest of his camp, and then that's just pretty much
this is some people Mavi, but even them it's just there's always a gate. There's always something that stopping people from doing something, bro.
There's always people stopping people, basically, is what you're saying?
Yeah, there's always a game. There's always this oh yeah, you could do this, but such and such happened, or it's the artists aren't supporting each other. I don't think the city's supporting the artists, and I just think we need to actually build a good community as artists.
Yeah, it's just too much drama, man. People get jealous. People try to so worried about it, trying to compete against somebody, trying to hold them back from their shine, that they don't really get to realize their power. And that's what drives me, really. It's just I'm just trying to prove them wrong in a sense. So I do a lot of this stuff. I'm dropping more music than a lot of the people that hated on me. And then it's by the end of this year, I'll probably have a whole catalog of songs and everything, and I won't have anybody to blame or anybody but me and everything. So I'm just looking to me. I see this whole me being my life suspended. It's like, yeah, it kind of sucks, but maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Maybe I need to like just chill here for just a little bit longer, really get myself situated, then go to DC, and then just do whatever I want to do there. So it's just like one of the main things I need to do. I need to really start performing for sure. 'Cause I haven't performed a single song since I dropped Miko Trip, because I wanted to be able to drop more music too. Because I don't want to just start performing music I just dropped for the first time, like the first shot. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to master breath control and stuff of that nature.
There's a bunch of like open mics and stuff. That's why I will say for Charlotte, there's a lot of open mic potential. There's a lot of places to perform. There's a lot of places that they have like newcomers performing. I will say that about Charlotte. They do support artists in that way.
Yeah, in that way. But it's like, I don't know. I always feel like Durham and Raleigh are a little bit more supportive of their artists than we are here.
There's so much more community there. It's just they're so much more accepting. You know what I mean?
Like, Vibe, right? You remember Vibe from the Cypher and everything? Me and Vibe's still cool to this day.
Oh, that's dope right there.
Like, literally, it's just like we only interact. I mean, he was on the podcast too. We didn't even talk about music. We're too busy talking about wrestling. Like, literally the whole time. And I'm just like, we just got to talk about just all types of wrestling stuff. So I need to get him on the podcast somehow again, literally, just so we can actually talk about, like, actual stuff, but it's just like, yeah, a lot of my lifelong friends I feel like I met from Raleigh and Durham, like more than Charlotte, so like it really is like Destin, Psych Mike. I need to see what's up with Cheetah though. I haven't spoken to Cheetah in a bit. Definitely July, he's from New York. I know you remember July, right?
Yeah, I met July. He's cool people.
Yeah, July's cool people, and he's really talented too, and he doesn't even care. Like when you meet real artists, bro, they don't look down on people and criticize people.
Bro, I sat there and talked to July about making music or whatever, and it's just like when you, as you say, when you're talking to a real artist, like it's just good vibes right there. There's no stuck upness. There's no like
full of yourself shit or just grandiose.
When you ask them like, hey, you want to make music, or hey, you want to talk about music, or even when you just want to have a regular conversation,
like they're just humble and everything,
and they're open to it.
Yeah, man, because they love the stuff too much. There's some people who really don't really love hip hop like that, and they just use it as a way to try to get noticed and stuff. And like, it's just stuff like that and everything. And like, this is something like that literally saved my life at one point. So I'm dedicated to hip hop until like the day I die. Like, let me just keep giving up and giving until like you reach a stage where you can help other people on their way too. That's why I don't mind driving you like back home or driving to your ciphers and everything, because like once you do make it and you make it to that level, it's like I don't want to be the guy to be like, oh, I got in your way, or I could have like did this for you. It's like, no.
And I do appreciate you for that, especially back then. Yeah. Oh yeah, man, I was all about grind. I was trying to sit there and figure out what I wanted to do. Yeah, and I appreciate that.
Man. As long as you're happy at the space where you're at and you want to do music the way you do, like, hey, free with that, we'll touch base a little bit more since I'm going to be in Charlotte a little bit longer than I thought and everything. I wish I would have touched base with you a lot earlier, but I wasn't able to drive, so it was like, what's the point?
I was sitting there on the job search, man. I wasn't in my right space of mind, man.
But one day, man, it'll be all of us. Like 5 years later, it'll be July, me, you, Destin, all of us, like from NCCU and everything. We're gonna be sitting like in our respective big ass houses and thinking like, man, like we're gonna be show up to like the award show, like, wow, we actually made it here. But it's just like, ain't no competition, man. It's just work hard, and if somebody blows up, just be sure to like take us all with you and everything. I'm just gonna be working, not because like, oh, like I'm guaranteed, oh, I'm gonna blow up. I'm just working on myself just to build my craft and build that fan base, and that's just all I'm focused on. So is that also kind of what you're focused on the next couple of years?
Yeah, it's just like making sure that the music is good and making sure that you're able to connect with the people, man. That's really once you connect with the people, that's good. Like I sent this guy down where he's my mixing engineer, and I sent him my song, and he was just like, I'll get the mixing. A couple of days back, he sent me a whole long paragraph about how much he loved the song and how much it connected with him and how like real it was. And that's the stuff that I want to connect with people. You know what I mean? I want them to sit there and feel the emotions that I felt when I wrote the song and I made the song.
I'm thinking about I set up like a group chat and everything, but I haven't added anybody into it yet because I wanted to wait to get some certain things together. If I were to set up a group chat where it adds people from NCCU and people that I know, we just kept adding artists and everything, local artists that are trying to get better and everything, and just add them in that same group chat and everything. You would support it, right?
Yeah, man. Come on.
Definitely. That's definitely something. So that's going to be another goal for me, to just be able to set up a network, though, so that way we can all keep in contact and everything. We can probably do group me. That's all I love about group me. That's the thing. Like we can literally add everybody into it, and we can just do that. We can set up like a clubhouse or something like that.
That reminds me of college. College was just a lot of group me, a lot of the assignments too.
Oh hell yeah, bro, dude! The group me used to come in clutch and be like, "Yo, anybody need the answers right here?" I'd be like, "Yes." My whole evening is safe because I was gonna stay here and do this damn test, bro.
It would be like 11 or 12 o'clock at night. And it's like, hey, is the assignment due? That's like, oh, it's due tonight. Oh my god!
Be like, damn, bro. Like, those some good times, man. But yeah, I think we pretty much reached our whole hour limit and everything. I gotta end this. Gotta bring this to a close. So I want to appreciate Jason for hopping on and everything. Sure. Appreciate it. Got any last words you gotta let the audience know, or what's up?
Just wait for it, man. Music is always coming out. Me and T, we always releasing music. Just come out, man.
Most definitely. We're still going to be linked on and on for years and years and years. You know what it is. My brother, let's go. Yeah, all right. But that's it for the Mental Threads podcast. We sewing in, now we sewing out.